In a book I read recently, Pastor Levi Lusko talks about the Apollo 11 mission, and he talks about how the ignition switch broke, and the only way the crew was able to get back home was from a pen. So definitely wasn't used for what it was intended, but I guess the pen has a lot of multifunctional capabilities. So I kind of wanted to talk about the history of the pen, a lot of great moments in history from the pen, and some interesting facts about pens. So the pen started in Egypt. It started 3000 BC, and it didn't look anything like your typical pen. They weren't just whipping out Bics back then. So it came a long way. And then next we have the feather quill pen. So you dip it in ink, you sharpen it with a knife. We see it in like Pirates of the Caribbean, we see it in old English movies. They're pretty popular, little fancy little writing tool. So that lasted for about 12 centuries, and then finally a man by the name of John Jacob Loud patented the rollerball system in 1888. So for the last almost, 130-ish years, we have been using the rollerball method. So thank you. Don't mind my dog. So thank you, John Jacob Loud, for inventing the rollerball so we didn't have to use a fountain style pen, and becoming so frustrated with it that he just had to invent something new for us. Some great moments in history. So, of course, the Declaration of Independence. We would not have that if it wasn't for pens. So someone had to sign it, and what did they sign it with? A pen. So that was our Constitution. That was our freedom, and that is a huge thing for us in the U.S. Another great movement was Rosa Parks. The day she was arrested for refusing to get up and sit at the back of the bus, she had to sign her name on her police report. And by her doing that, she was saying, yes, I accept this charge because I am speaking up against civil rights. Or for civil rights. So her signature actually can be seen in a museum in Georgia. So if it wasn't for her speaking up, we wouldn't have the civil rights movement, and Martin Luther King Jr. came from that movement, so we wouldn't have all those great moments in history. And the last one is my favorite. If J.K. Rowling did not have a pen and a napkin, she would not have started writing Harry Potter. It's like a big deal, okay? So yay for her having a pen and a napkin. Anyways, a pen's life can last 45,000 words. And I did a little Google search for you guys. That's about 200 pages. And that can write a book. So that's pretty substantial that just one single pen can write a whole book. And speaking of pens, I know a lot of us in our life have been asked, do you have a pen? Or can I borrow a pen? Like, I need a pen right now. Like, hold on, I gotta jot this number down. You're on the phone and someone's trying to give you a number and you need a pen to write it down. I mean, we've all been there, right? So think of those moments. Think of if you didn't have a pen. What would you have done? Like, crazy, I know. We don't even know. But according to Go Professional, every time that you give a person a pen, not every time, sorry, 95% of the time, they're going to write their own name. So there's some interesting facts about the pens out there, and that one kind of just like blew my mind a little bit because I do it. Anyways, so pens are really overlooked. They're undervalued. They write love letters. They write breakup letters. I mean, think about back in the day at school when you're writing a little note to your crush. So as much as pens are just very minimal objects, they do create huge impacts and huge movements in history and moving forward in our own lives. So the next time you look at a pen, do one thing. Make sure you don't chew on the pen cap. Reportedly, there's about 100 deaths every year from choking on pen caps. So please, keep it out of your mouth, keep it in your hands, and the next time you fly to space, bring one of these because you just never know.